All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about one of the most powerful, open-source toolkits out there for making sense of data, the ELK Stack. You've probably heard the name because it's the engine behind huge operations, from Netflix's streaming service all the way to NASA. So let's really get into what it is and how it all works.
You know the feeling, right? Our modern systems, servers, apps, you name it, they're constantly spitting out this massive, relentless flood of log data. And trying to find one tiny error message or spot a weird pattern in all that raw text, it can feel literally impossible. And yeah, the old way of doing things just couldn't cut it. Sifting through logs manually was slow, you'd make mistakes, and it was just a nightmare. What everyone really needed was a way to bring all that data into one place, have a search system as fast as Google, and get some decent dashboards to actually see what was happening. And that is the exact problem the ELK Stack was built to solve.
So what is this magic solution? Well, think of the ELK Stack as an integrated team of tools that takes that raw, messy, unstructured chaos of log data and transforms it into insights you can actually use. And it does it all in real time. It's all about bringing some much-needed order to the madness.
Now, ELK is actually an acronym, which makes it super easy to remember its three core parts. The E is for Elasticsearch, that's your search and analytics engine. The L is for Logstash, which is a data processing pipeline. And the K is for Kibana, the tool that lets you visualize everything. You put them all together, and bam, you've got a complete end-to-end powerhouse for data analytics.
To really wrap our heads around this, we got to look at what each part of this power trio actually does. Think of it like a highly specialized team, where every member has a very specific, very crucial job to do. So let's break them down one by one.
All right, first up is Elasticsearch. This is the heart, the brain, the absolute core of the entire stack. This is where all the real heavy lifting happens, all the searching, all the analyzing. At its heart, it's a super fast search engine built for incredible speed and scale.
So where does all its power come from? Well, it's all about how it handles data. It takes everything, stores it in this flexible format called JSON, and then automatically indexes every single piece of information. It's like it's creating a super detailed index for a giant library as the books are coming in. That's why you can search terabytes of data and get an answer back in milliseconds. It is just insanely fast.
Okay, next up we've got Logstash. So if Elasticsearch is the brain, you can think of Logstash as the central nervous system, or maybe the main data pipeline. Its whole purpose in life is to collect data from all your different sources, transform it into something useful, and then ship it off to its destination, which, yep, is usually Elasticsearch.
And it's this simple three-step dance, input, filter, output, that makes Logstash so incredibly flexible. For example, it can grab a raw server log. Then in the filter stage, it can do all this cool stuff like add location data based on an IP address, or block out sensitive info like a credit card number. Then it spits out that clean, enriched data to Elasticsearch, ready to be indexed. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, Kibana. This is the part you actually see and interact with. It's the window into all your data. This is where all that stuff sitting in Elasticsearch really comes to life, turning boring text and numbers into visual stories that you can actually understand at a glance.
I mean, with Kibana, you can build these gorgeous, totally interactive dashboards to track just about anything. API response times, CPU usage, you can even make live heat maps of where your users are coming from. It's the tool that finally lets you explore your data and act on the insights that were hidden inside.
Okay, so we've met the whole team, right? Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. But the real magic, the real wow moment, happens when you see how they all work together to create this seamless data pipeline. This is where it all clicks.
So check this out. Here's the entire flow from start to finish. First, your apps and servers are just doing their thing, generating tons of data. Then Logstash comes in and acts like a collector, grabbing all that raw data and cleaning it up. From there, it gets sent to Elasticsearch, which stores and indexes it for those lightning-fast searches. And finally, Kibana sits on top, giving you a beautiful interface to see and play with everything.
So, why does all this matter? What's the big deal? Well, this pipeline is basically the backbone for keeping modern tech running. It's powering critical systems in pretty much every industry you can think of. Let's take a look at where it's really making an impact.
And man, this thing is versatile. For IT operations, it's an absolute lifesaver, helping teams keep all their infrastructure up and running smoothly. Then you've got security analysts who use it as a core part of their systems to hunt for threats. And of course, developers use it to monitor application performance and squash bugs, while business teams use it to analyze customer trends. And we're not just talking about your garage startup here, either. We are talking about the heavy hitters. The ELK Stack is trusted by some of the biggest names in tech and science. I mean, come on. When companies like Netflix, LinkedIn, and even NASA are relying on this stuff for their day-to-day operations, you know it's robust, scalable, and seriously battle-tested. Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but tech moves at lightning speed. Is ELK still a big deal? And the answer is absolutely 100% yes. But it has evolved. So let's see how the stack has grown up and how it compares to some of the other major players out there.
You know, a lot of us still call it the ELK stack out of habit, but officially it's grown into what's now called the Elastic Stack. It still has the original power trio, of course, but now there's more to the family, like Beats, which are these super lightweight agents for shipping data, plus dedicated tools for application performance monitoring and security.
So how does it stack up against the big commercial guys, like Splunk or Datadog? Well, ELK's biggest trump card is that it's open source. That means you get crazy flexibility, and yeah, it's a lot cheaper to get started since you can host it all yourself. Tools like Splunk and Datadog are great, for sure, but they usually come with vendor lock-in and a pretty hefty price tag.
Okay, so if you're going to remember just one thing from all of this, make it this. The ELK Stack totally changed the game by creating a single, unified pipeline that takes you all the way from messy raw data to clean, actionable insights, all in real time.
It's such a powerful idea, right? It flips the script, turning all that data from a headache into a huge asset. And it really makes you think, with the right tools, what critical patterns, hidden errors, or untapped opportunities are just waiting to be discovered inside your own data?